Wedding photography predictions for 2023. Hello there. This was going to be a podcast, but now it's not. Now it's a main channel video. You can subscribe to the Wedding Photography Podcast channel if you want, though. There's a link in the description. New episodes going up every single Monday. Today, I thought I'd talk to you about my 2023 predictions for wedding photography. Number one, Tamron is going to continue to convert people to Sony. People are upset that Canon won't allow third-party lenses. And less people, even though I will give the award of the best wedding photography camera, probably to the Canon R6 Mark II, but the system, I don't know. So I think we're gonna see a lot of people switching from Canon to Sony, and that's point number one. I also think that kits are gonna get a lot smaller. So gone are the days of people rolling 9 full cases, full lighting and everything to weddings. Camera tech is so good now that for the most part, you don't have to light most scenes, that you can shoot a high ISO, you can get the correct lens for the job. You don't gotta bring in a lot of gear. So I'm going to say for 2023, smaller kits overall. It's been the trend, the way that things have been moving, and I think we're gonna see more of that in 2023. Next up, we saw this last year. People want real images. They want something a little less perfect. And I know that might sound crazy, but with how good cameras and lenses are now, I don't know, everybody puts a mist filter. I got a mist filter on this right now. And the tech is too good, and we want to make it worse. We saw that with the blurry photos last year, especially with film photography. There are ways to create more real moments, and real moments do not have to be perfect, and I think we're gonna see this trend large in 2023. Here's a fun one. If you shoot film at a wedding, you're probably going to book more weddings if you market with that. And I know that sounds dumb, but that is a thing that we're going to be seeing this year. So if you want to book a couple more weddings, check out Book More Weddings 2023, but also, consider just shooting film and talking a little bit about it and why you enjoy it. If you do enjoy it, if you don't have to listen to me. You don't gotta do everything that I say. I'm not your dad. Wedding photography teams, this is the next point. Wedding photography teams, I think, are going to get a lot smaller. I think that maybe this is just me projecting my beliefs and what I would like to see. I think that the teams have been getting smaller and smaller and smaller, especially for the video side of things. It used to be there'd be 8 people there, a producer, an editor doing a same day edit. Video teams are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. I think photography teams as well. I am quite happy being on my own on a day of wedding photography. And I think that couples are going to start to see that as more of a benefit. And it's gonna be a little bit harder to sell a second photographer if they're having a smaller wedding. And I think my friend Sam Hurd would agree with that, because he doesn't like to, also this mic, I didn't plug it in. It's too windy out here. My friend Sam Hurd, I think that he would agree with that as well. He likes to work alone. I feel like it's very weird to see him with a second photographer, that he's just on his own, doing his thing. I think that's going to be something that we see in 2023. Next up, video is going to become more popular. I talk about this in Book More Weddings 2023, but I'm doing a lot of weddings this year, including one in 2 weeks from now, or a week now, I guess, where I am doing video coverage as a main thing and photography as a secondary. So I'm doing the family photos of the couple, but I am there primarily as a video person, which is a bit crazy and something that I hadn't seen prior to 2022, but I did a bunch of them in 2022. So moving into 2023, that trend continues. Next up, TikTok will continue to drive all the trends, as we saw last year, and trends will speed up. That when the flowers around the head thing, that was cool for like 2 weeks and then it was completely gone. And in general, I think we're going to see trends like that speed up and disappear faster than we would ever imagine. Next point, this is something I've been seeing for many, many years now. Engagement sessions, they are disappearing. And I would say that at this point, I do an engagement session for maybe 30 to 40% of my couples. It was down to about 50%. I think when I did Book More Weddings 2021, I did the math on it. And slowly, year after year, less people want engagement sessions. I guess I should preface this is what I'm seeing from the place where I live in the world. That's where all this is coming from. This is where we live. This is Mexico. Next up, the first module that I speak about in Book More Weddings 2023 is all of the massive changes for workflow and for us as photographers in 2023. And one of the biggest ones and one of the biggest shifts is that the mid-range photographer is starting to erode, starting to disappear. That high end, I feel like is safe, low end is safe as well, but that middle section, it's becoming very challenging to exist as a photographer within there. And usually what that means is that you're going to be pushed down in price, that you're going to get less expensive because it's scary to get more expensive, even though you know it's the right thing that you should be doing. You should be aiming for that high-end market. But out of fear, I know a lot of us are going to go and lower our prices and enter that lower end market because that mid-range is starting to disappear. Next up, people are going to calm down a lot about weddings. I think that It started over 2020, and couples are becoming very happy and comfortable with just doing a wedding for them. There's obviously always family pressure for weddings, and I found that a lot of my couples over the past couple years have really been doing something that's been true to them. A lot of them used 2020 and 2021 as an excuse to do that, but I think that that's now going to enter the mainstream, which is awesome because that means less stress for the day that your couple, they get to live the day that they wanted, so they're gonna be happier, they're gonna be more in the moment. And I am honestly very happy to see this, so I'm hoping that this prediction is correct. I think weddings are gonna get more minimal. I think that goes for both the stuff, definitely the schedule. I find that when I started wedding photography in 2003 or whatever it was, that I was always in 50 different locations on a wedding day, that I'd do getting ready coverage, then go to getting ready coverage here, and then I'd have to drive an hour and a half, and then I'd have to go to a church, and then I'd have to find 3 photo locations, and we do a 3-hour photo shoot. That's all disappearing. Weddings streamlined, less stress, less moving parts. I think that also goes with people as well, that weddings in terms of numbers are getting smaller. I've noticed it specifically with my weddings, maybe with the exception of kind of 2020, 2021, where we were capped at certain numbers, but even prior to that, I saw my weddings getting a little bit smaller every single year. And I think that comes into having a more minimal wedding that is more for the couple and less for the family. Although if it is a family event and that's just the culture, then maybe we won't see any changes. But again, speaking to the couples that I'm seeing every weekend. Next up, vertical content will continue to dominate. And I know that you know this, and I'm sure that you hate this, but vertical content, how much of it can you make this year? Because try to make a lot. It's going to help your business a lot. That includes if you're in the wedding video space, maybe you start doing some vertical videos as well for your couples. It's something that I'm going to be doing, and I'm actually going to be doing 1-minute highlights in vertical, or maybe not a full minute, but maybe 30 seconds to a minute. And the massive benefit is now if you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, you can use that music as well. So you can now edit a vertical video to a pop song that people are familiar with. Maybe it's their first dance song. If I am a wedding video creator and I'm making a highlight film, I'm not able to use that song. So I'm excited to create something that's a little bit more meaningful for the couple and to involve a song from their day, rather than just finding something that's also great, but from MusicBed that they haven't probably heard before. So will that 1-minute edit start to become more valuable to the couple than a full highlight film? I don't know. We'll find out together. Next up, people are getting bored of social media. I'm sure you've seen a bunch of your friends deleting it. And that means we're gonna have to find other ways to connect with our couples. If people aren't on the social media, your platform of choice, then unfortunately, it's going to be more difficult to market to them. So you're gonna have to figure out other ways to get in touch with them. You're gonna have to really focus hard on getting on those preferred vendor lists so that there's actually an in-person kind of sale on your behalf, and not just on the list. You don't wanna be like number 15, you wanna be number 1 or number 2, the salesperson is saying that like, yeah, here's our list, but you wanna hire this person. If you're able to get to that point on the list, you're going to find a lot of success in your business. And also, as I spoke to the middle kind of eroding, that you're going to be able to get into the high-end market a little bit faster. And that is all for today. Book More Weddings 2023. There are 50 bundle deals available. So if you want to get Book More Weddings 2023 and a bunch of bonuses, you can do that, but you got to get one of the bundle deals, and they're disappearing pretty quickly. So get on that if you're interested. There's honestly so much stuff that comes with it. And for $20 more, you can actually get access to the full members website for the year. So you can either buy it straight out with all of these bonuses, or you can sign up and get absolutely everything. So if you're more interested in maybe adding video and you want to go through some of the courses like how to make a wedding highlight film for photographers or hybrid photo video coverage, it would make more sense to go with the yearly membership. There's no contract, you don't have to renew forever, you can just do 1 year. Or if you just want Book More Weddings 2023 and you want to buy it straight out, you can do that also. It comes with my presets, comes with Book More Weddings 2021, 2022, which are completely different courses. It's not just I've added a module or I've updated something, I've just completely rebuilt them every single year. And you get my email scripts, and you get my wedding day photo checklist. And now there's some noise on the audio, so I'm gonna head out. Thanks so much for watching. See you again next time, and head on over to that podcast channel and subscribe if you're interested in hearing more podcasts, even though this mic was not plugged in today. It will be plugged in the future, I promise. See you then.